Hello and welcome. This is Jed with Orkeo. And today we're gonna delve into why a lot of people cannot get ahead in their financial lives. So, this is the reality in today's financial situation in North America, US and Canada. 46% of Canadians are $200 or less away from not being able to pay their bills. 1 out of 3 Americans have zero retirement savings, and millions of Americans are just one paycheck away from financial disaster. I'm pretty sure this is true for Canadians as well, right? Especially for us that, a lot of people come to Canada to get a better life. But you don't know that it is also hard here, right? If you do what everyone else is doing, what typically the bank says, the RSPs, the TFSAs, would you get the same results or different results, right? Are these people jobless or homeless, or do they have good jobs? These are low-income people, or are they middle-class people? Actually, it's a mix. It could be anyone. And lots of safe middle-class families might find themselves struggling to make ends meet when all of this blows over because of what's happening in the economy, right? If you ever felt that the financial game is rigged against you, you are right. Because there's a lot of leaks. There's a lot of leaks in the financial system. You get an income, it goes into your bucket, right? However, there is debt, there's taxes, and there's interest and opportunity costs, right? We have been programmed by the current system to just accept it as it is. Oh, we just pay taxes. Oh, we just pay debt. But there are things and ways we can do so that we can plug these leaks, right? And it all starts in the stuff that we believe to be true, but not true, right? Like, for example, is that good or bad? It all starts in how we spend our money. Most of us has an income and it goes to the banks, then it goes to pay for your expenses. But how do you usually pay for your expenses or major purchases? Would you agree it's either cash or credit? But this is the most common, but there are ways that we can improve this. But at the same time, there's a lot of disadvantages for both, right? When you pay cash, you are a saver. And one of the things is it takes a long time to save. You only use your money once. How many times you use it? Only once. And you have to start all over again, right? Like you save through this period, and then you need to buy a car, it's gone. You save through this period, you need to buy a house or put a down payment on a house, it's gone, and you go back to zero. And you have to start all over again. You lose all the opportunity of that money, right? For example, you saved up 15 grand to buy a car, right? Once you buy the car, your 15 grand is gone, but you have your car, you can enjoy it. But what if you had saved it in an asset that does 5%, right? And throughout your working life, say you started at 20 and you have 45 years of working, throughout your working life, for an investment period of 45 years, your total opportunity missed or potential foregone profit from this is $141,652.33. This is called opportunity cost. It is what you give up when you choose to do one thing instead of another. When you buy a car instead of making interest on it. But what if you can have both? What if you can buy the car and also get the money to work for you? It's basically having your cake and eating it too. The other way is when you use credit. You start negative and then you pay it back and you go back to zero. Here, you are not in control. The lender sets the terms and conditions, right? And you pay interest fees to make it work. How much interest do we really pay? Well, this is an example for a typical Canadian household. A car, a credit card, a mortgage, right? Say you have a car, payment is $545, interest cost is actually 233 out of this. This is amortized interest, which only 312 is paid in principal, 42% is the volume of interest. So if you add all this together, 233, 80% of the payments of the card is interest, about 2,400 a month, or 28,800 a year. You are being buried by interest, right? So the financial system is designed for us to fail, to be indentured servants for the rest of our lives to the banks. This can be about 30 to 35% of a household income going towards to line up the pockets of the banks, right? And when you pay money, right? For example, when you deposit money in the bank, what do they give you? You get usually 1% or less. But the bank uses your own money and lend it out, and the bank gets a spread, right? What if you can do the same thing with your own money, right? Well, as you can see, we are really being charged a lot of interest because of the volume of what we have. So whether we pay cash or we pay debt, we both go back to zero. And that's why a lot of us cannot get ahead, right? Either we pay lots of interest to the bank for most of our lives, becoming indentured servants, or using cash, which takes long time to save, and losing opportunity whenever we send it. What if there's a better way? Right? Well, according to Nelson Nash, this is basically what it summarizes everything. You finance everything you buy. You either pay interest to someone else, or you give up interest you could have otherwise earned. There are no exceptions. So what we want to do in order to become a wealth creator is we want to convert our cash into capital and getting this uninterrupted compounding growth working for us, never going back to zero, right? Now this reproducible capital, once we want to get access to it, is we leverage against it and pay it off. Leverage against it, pay it off throughout our life, thereby getting a spread on our own money. Okay? This is capital, is money with purpose to acquire, and you are building your wealth, building assets. Well, that is it for now. If you like it, please put the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Until again, see you next time.